So yeah, this is Cluj. So maybe we are very climate neutral, or we aim to be, or we are really active and we are really proactive and participatory and everything. But overall, this city is basically just a really fun city. So it's worth coming back to this place. Even when you're not coming to an event, a festival, or another festival, or another festival, or another festival. So, my name is András Farkas. I will be your caretaker this morning, and we'll try to keep you awake, addressing some really relevant topics and discussions, which is basically about young people and about you and about how you are shaping sustainable cities today and tomorrow. And I am involved in an organization which is working a lot with the municipality of Cluj on participatory mechanisms and how we can engage young people in all these processes of urban development. And my very simple theory is that I need to tell that I'm aged 45, so I'm not young anymore. And my message every time is that cities shouldn't be shaped for young people. It shouldn't even be shaped with young people, but they should be shaped by young people. And my argument is very simple. Again, I'm 46. In 25 years, I'll be 70. Probably I will live here, and I would really like to have somebody who will pay my pension. And because I have this problem, somebody will need to pay my pension, I think that it is really important to have you around, because if you will not be around, then who will pay my pension? It's a very simple mathematics. So whatever I'm doing for you and together with you is a very selfish thing, actually. But being more serious about this, yes, today we are here to discuss Next Gen Green, how you can shape the cities. And I also say I'm really serious about this, that I believe that my generation is not able to solve the climate crisis anymore. We are just not prepared to do this. We are not equipped to do this. So it is either you who will solve this problem, or our hopes will be in Mr. Elon Musk, who is building the starships to leave. Anyway, not all of us will fit into those starships. So you know now you realize what my message here is. So this is what we are here to discuss, and we'll do two things. The second one will be a really, I hope, interesting panel discussion with 5 of our guests who are really into this topic, young people shaping cities, sustainability, and stuff like this. And before that, what we would like to do is a really short form of engagement, where we would like to interact a little bit with you on some topics which is related to this discussion. And again, because I'm 45, I'm not able to interact with you in a proper manner. So I would like to invite one of our panelists who will kind of interact with you. So Ariadna, please take the mic and tell us what to do.
Hi everybody. Now the stakes are high. I'm young, I have to perform, but I'll have Elena here with me to conduct this. We're gonna have a Slido, but first of all, I want to ask, how are you today? So let's give a thumbs up if we have energy and we're good, and thumbs down. Yeah, okay, we're pretty good. See, okay, we're gonna start then, and you welcomed them already, so I'm not going to do that again, but welcome, and I'm very glad to be here with you today. And if we can have the Slido, we just have one question. It's not history, don't worry. We're not going to ask you about carbon emissions in your city as well. So it's easy, imagination and creativity. And Elena is going to give us some context now for the Slido.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Perfect. So today we are here, we are full of energy, and I want to just give you a little bit of context before we go into the first question and the only one. So what is climate neutrality? Probably all young people know already in some way or another what it is. and why we want to do what we want to do. So I wanted to just give you a brief definition of climate neutrality as the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says. So climate neutrality is the state in which human activities result in no effect on the climate system. So basically, what I really believe, and we're going to be discussing probably in the panel, that it should be the cities and the world basically should be built by young people, but really believe that intergenerational dialogues are better. We can have older people and younger people in the same room, and I think that's how we can really make the changes that we want to see in the present and the future. So without further ado, I would love to go further with the question that we prepared today. I think it's pretty nice and it's a good starter into the conversation today. It's very applicable as well. So if you were a mayor for one day, what's the first step you would take to help your city get closer to climate neutrality? It shouldn't be anything too sophisticated. Mainly young people come with the best ideas, the simplest ideas in terms of how we can make our cities better. I'm sure Cluj-Napoca and the youth in Cluj-Napoca know that already because they are very involved. But I would love to see the results and the answers from you today.
And be as creative as you want, because our creativity actually is one of the most important and best things that we have, our minds and being creative. And young people are really one of the best examples of how creativity plus innovation can thrive and get us to everything we want to achieve, an example being carbon neutral cities. So we are still waiting for answers, but people are typing. Okay, we already have some of the answers. The first one is I would invest in carbon capture technologies. Yeah, technology must be with us in this journey. Oh, I would offer free community transport for everyone. As bus lines everywhere. A lot about public transportation. I would wonder where you're from to tell us the public transportation system in your city. Innovation. More international architecture competitions. True. Maybe architects and city planners understand better why we need to develop cities in some ways, that specific ways that are going to help us achieve climate neutrality. And it's very important to build cities in specific ways to help us achieve this. Reduce cars, public transportation. Oh, long ones. We have green procurement policies, low emission suppliers, renewable energy sources, the youngest to be more involved. This is the topic of today's conversation. Strategic industry placement. These are great answers, everyone. With such great answers, I have all the trust in the world that we can tackle all the issues. We still have one person typing. Free activity, I saw the one with, for every time of the week, a family recycled property would offer a ticket for free activity for kids. We had this with bottles in Cluj, and you get a free ticket, free bus ticket, which is really nice. But I'd also add that this gamification is so important, and we can make so many great things gamifying. I don't know. Also, what you said, recycling or going by bike and getting points for being sustainable, a great system that we maybe can implement. More green days, bikes everywhere, definitely agree. with bikes everywhere. We're gonna wait for one more answer, two more answers, and then,
I've seen
scholarships.
one great one. So party, simple and very fun as well. It can be a green festival as well.
Yeah. Some of the festivals in Cluj are already taking steps to be greener. We also have a net zero festival in Luna near Cluj. Great, I think we are done with the first part with the Slido. How do you feel to contribute and have such great ideas? Bureaucracy, tackle bureaucracy. Yesterday at a panel on food, someone was saying that it's so great to work on European projects. It's amazing, and people are so inspired and also full of energy, but bureaucracy is sometimes that little part that is getting all your energy away. So maybe we can work on that too. Thank you, everyone. Elena, if you want to add something.
Yeah, so thank you very much, everyone, for these answers. We're gonna keep them in a way and probably share them in every way that we can after the panel, and hopefully you will do that too, so we can really have an impact on our cities, wherever you are, from wherever you are. Thank you, and I'm very excited for the panel discussion.
Yeah, me too. So I'm going to give the mic back to Andras.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. So two hints here. There will be eventually a moment when our mayor, Mr. Bock, will retire. I don't know if it's the next elections or the elections after that, but if you consider, and if you're from Cluj or you want to move here, you don't need to be a Romanian citizen to run for mayorship. You need to be an EU citizen, though. This could be your political program. So it's very simple, it's already there, you just need to put it together, form some priorities, you run for election and young people will elect you. So this is my first remark. And the second remark, by the way, sustainability and green cities. I saw in pictures yesterday, I don't know if you were around or not, that the first bus driver was already fired in the city because of climate neutrality, because there was this autonomous bus moving around which didn't have a driver. So these are the side effects sometimes of sustainability, and we might also discuss this. What are the negative effects of becoming greener cities? Probably you would argue that there are only positives. But anyway, let's see. And for this, we will have some discussion partners who are really doing things already in their everyday lives. So yeah, first of all, I would like to invite back Adriana Gulic, who's an environmental trainer and educator. So welcome. Give an applause to her, please. Yes, we have Elena Miron, who is on the screen, and you will see her there. And she's a climate researcher working for Clean Economy and Energy Policy Group. But she's also very much involved in youth movements, and she has a long history with this. So a round of applause for her. We are having Paul Mark here, who's the leader of the Cluj Youth Federation, which is a network conglomerate of youth organizations working in the city and in the metro and area and in the county. So welcome, Paul. We have Tudor Ogner with here from Zbor, Romania, which is a top-notch new network of youth centers and a lot more in Romania. So welcome, Tudor. And not last but not least, on behalf of our host, the municipality of Cluj-Napoca, we are having Liviu Purtător here, who is the actual mayor of the city because he makes everything work while Mr. Mayor is obviously promoting the city very well. So Liviu, welcome, and give a round of applause to him. I hope that it will be a really interactive discussion. I heard from Elena and Ariadna that maybe the question panel on Slido can be left open. So even if during the discussions you have already questions, you're not brave enough to put these questions in person, but you would like to just put it there on the wall, please do that. The format will be really simple. We will go through a series of questions. I would really like to ask our panelists what they are doing in their everyday life in relation to what we are discussing here, so young people, climate neutrality, sustainability. And not the least, I would really like to go a little bit into what all of us could do better. And as a starting point, and also to give you a line of thought, in my opinion, climate neutrality starts in our minds. So whatever we invest, no matter how many buses we are buying, how many bike lanes we are building or reshaping, how many trees we are planting, whatever we are doing, this is not happening if in our minds we don't have the proper mindset to do this. Because basically whatever we see around, it was built by people. It was built by humans. And what we are doing every time, every day, every moment in our lives, it is somehow decided here. So I really believe that beyond all the millions and trillions and billions of investments in this field, it is also a lot and mostly about behaviors. And behaviors are starting from the way of thinking. So this is my invitation also to the panelists, is to really just speak on what you're thinking and how you're thinking, because I think this is really valuable, and what the work you're doing is already really valuable. But also I would really like to understand what's in your minds when you are doing whatever you're doing. So first I would like to turn to Ariadna. So basically you are, I would say, almost in a daily contact with young people, and you are doing environmental sustainability education. Can you give me just some insights of what you're doing and what your impressions are about what you perceive?
Yes, so I'm an educator, I'm a trainer, so I'm developing programs, but also workshops for kids. I'm now working on a 10-year project with kids from 11 to 15 years old. And just last Friday, I had a workshop with them on sustainable cities. They're from Zalău, not from Cluj. And they were given the map of their city and asked to look at the green spaces in the city and to say what they would like to see there, what's missing, how do they feel in those green spaces. And the answers are great. So the insight is even the kids, the young people, give them space to express what they're feeling in their city, in the city that they're living in. And also on transportation, we asked them how they're traveling from home to their schools to see are they going by bike, are they going by foot, car, with their parents, or buses, and they were so critical about it. They could give you examples of when the buses are coming, they were thinking about, okay, they are safe, sometimes they are not safe, they are clean, they are coming all the time, on time or not. So going back to your question, I am interacting with young people a lot, and not just the ones that are 11, 12 years old, but also 16, 17 years old. They have great ideas that we can implement. They just need support from us, and they need the stage to feel that they're listened to, and we need lots of empathy. But as you said, the introduction, I love it with the mentality, and in my opinion, it all lies in the education, because we need to educate people, we need to educate young people. You can't take action if you don't know about the problem. You won't be, yeah, I want to take action. No, because you won't be able to know what the problem is. As my personal experience, I'm coming from Republic of Moldova, studying here, and everything on the environment and the climate problems that we're facing, I wasn't aware until 20 years old. And this is the moment that it clicked. And from then on, I started to get involved. I started to invest in my education more on this specific topic. I started being an European Climate Pact ambassador, ambassador in climate neutrality, and Mark is gonna say something about it later on, I think, and we're gonna develop on it. So yeah, this would be what I think about education and how important it is.
Okay, so very good start for our discussions. I would really go towards Paul. So you are actually doing in my opinion, the next stage of this thing. So when young people are already prepared and they have the proper mindset, it is you, your organization, your initiatives, who is actually creating this space in actually doing something about this. So what are you doing in this matter, and how do young people engage in this kind of sustainable action?
Yeah, Cluj Federation, it's about creating spaces to empower young people, to take action, to find a place where the voice can be heard. And yeah, I think practical ones we have on Common Cluj-Napoca, which is the public budgeting for young people. And now we've developed this after 10 years of implementing, and it's 10 years from Cluj 2015, when we was the European Youth Capital. And we saw last month, actually, the ideas of young people about green, what they see in the city we need to do, and was robots to clean the Somesh. I don't know, was pavement when you walk to create energy, and a lot of interesting ideas. But the mindset behind is to give the young people the space, to empower them to hear what they want to say, and then to connect with public administration, with private sector, and so on, to have support from them. I think it's really important, and this is the role of Cluj Federation, to connect these parts. Young people and the voices with the public authorities which are creating the policies. And also I think it's really important, this part, to create policies together and not to have two worlds and two visions, because yeah, young people can say that, and municipality, they think, okay, it's this, and at the end, to don't have a real impact in the communities. And what we want also with the last project on Norwegian grants was also to have these ambassadors to translate the hard words from what's meaning of neutrality and so on. Young people, when you go in the high school and ask them about this topic, they will look at you, what? But when you start to say green, the place around your house and parks and so on, it's more easier for them to understand the big policies at the European level.
Just a very short follow-up. Are you a fan of giving a direction and helping young people to get engaged, or are you a fan of not giving any direction and just letting young people to invent it, to invent whatever they want by themselves?
I started with giving directions, but I learned I need to let them create without direction.
Okay.
Because without constraint, you can be more creative.
Okay, very diplomatic answer. Thank you. Tudor, first of all, you are already a veteran of youth activism, but you, together obviously with a lot of partners, you took this idea further of creating spaces for young people, and that this time I mean physical spaces, youth centers, a network of these youth centers at the level of Romania. So I'd really like to ask you, why do you think this is important? What did you create with Zbor Romania? And how is this connected with sustainability?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you, Andras, and thank you, the municipality, for your invitation. First of all, Zbor, it's a national educational program from Gen Z for high schoolers and students, universities in Romania. We have now 7 hubs, 7 physical places in Romania, one in Cluj, one in Constanța, in Ploiești, in Târgu Jiu, in Iași, Brașov, and Baia Mare. And we will open 8 more in this year in Bucharest, Timișoara, Craiova, Alba Iulia, Vaslui, Suceava, and Bacău. That means we will have a strong ecosystem with physical spaces in Romania. What we are doing actually at Zbor, it's about 4 pillars actually. Youth-friendly spaces, yeah, hubs, spaces in physical spaces in cities. Second pillar, it's about education. Yeah, because if you want to transform, to involve in the Gen Z, it's important to learn from experts and develop together with other people like you what you want to do in the future. And the five pillars in educational program of SBOR are about financial education, digital skills, entrepreneurship, personal development, and sustainability. Because the future of the communities, it's about sustainability, and this is a perspective that we want to invest also in this topic. The third pillar in SBOR, it's about digital, and we will launch a digital platform for educational for young people in Romania, and also we develop a network digital community in social media, also for learn about education. That means the sustainability in SBOR hubs and also in SBOR program, it's one of the pillars, and we are invest in this because we know that if you want to change communities, if you want to change cities, and if you want to change the country, the educational is the first step. And I'm sure that the future generation, we want to change this. They are very open to change things and to change how they feel the communities and the cities.
Thank you. Before turning to Elena, to a bigger perspective, I would like first to turn towards Liviu. So, in my opinion, we shouldn't expect city halls to solve everything. If we expect the city hall to solve everything, I think we are doomed, because all the city halls all around the cities in the world, they will be overburdened by solving everything. So in my opinion, these relationships should be something more like a partnership. We are different actors in this. All of us, we are doing our own thing, and then obviously, somehow, I think that the city hall can be a kind of liaison, connecting point, the caretaker, the administrator of all these processes. But I would like to ask Liviu, what's your perception as a person working in a municipality, but also as a municipality, about how we should work together, and how Cluj did already involve citizens, young people, in actually collaborating in trying to address these challenges which basically all the cities are facing around the world, and specifically in Cluj?
Yeah, so first of all, this ecosystem that we like to talk about is something that has been built up and going on since more than 10 years ago. So it's a process, a very thoughtful one, and a very strong process, to say so, that has been developed by many people that now work both at local level, but also at national level and also European level. So it's something that grew. It's not something that appeared overnight. And we like to say that we are also young in the City Hall, the team that is trying to build these projects. And with the help of the mayor's vision and with our colleagues from the City Hall, we try to see the city as a playground for these kinds of projects. And that's where you guys enter the stage, because you might know or you might not know that the City Hall is involved together with all the organizations that are here present on the stage to implement different types of projects. And I can give you a very concrete example for one of the projects that we have people present here in the hall today. Our colleagues and our partners from the Faculty of Agricultural Sciences helped us with designing some public spaces in the Iris neighborhood for creating green pockets that are usable within the city. At the same time, you guys know better that on Monday, right after this summit, we are going to talk with schools in order to develop another common project, this time on green and climate, with students from primary schools. So it's all kind of processes in the City Hall. It's good that we have this openness and that the mayor gives us the trust, because this is very important, and also the passion to do these things. Because besides the money, because always the money will come if you have the great team behind that can attract this money, the money will come. But besides this, you need the passion and the trust from all your colleagues to do everything that we want to do within the city. And we have this strong collaboration, I think, with you guys, which is the main differentiator between other cities. But at the same time, we can see that through initiatives like SBOR, other cities are starting to catch up on this ecosystem at national level, and we see more and more synergies, which is great on the long run, because we as Cluj-Napoca like to say that we have to learn something from everyone, and also we can give something back. So this is part of our vision, to learn from everyone and also to give back in order to implement the best for our citizens, and also, of course, for the youth, because we are talking today about youth.
Elena, I'm turning to you. I would have so many questions, but I will try to somehow to summarize. My challenge towards you would be something, let me just tell you some things first. In my opinion, Elena is a person who, first of all, she has hands-on ground level experience about how young people are thinking and working in whatever sustainability means. She also has now a data-driven experience, because she has the chance now to understand a lot of data coming from this area in her daily work. She's a COP summit participant, I think twice at least, if I remember well. So really, my question would be, Elena, towards you, like, how do you see this topic, this issue of the next generation of young people and the sustainability and climate neutrality? And I would also challenge you to express your opinion if there is such a thing as a climate neutral city, or if it's just like an aim which we should be a little bit more, I don't know, critical of. So welcome, Elena.
Thank you very much, Andras. And thank you for the team for my presence here. It's an honor, and for every speaker, I really want to share my gratefulness. I know them all in a way or another, and I feel like it's a very nice group here, aligned. I will have, so you will have a lot of questions, but I will have like days to tell you more about this sector and youth involvement. I will try and give you the answers, and starting with the context for young people involved in the climate neutrality ambition. I will start a little bit with the fact that I do believe that climate neutrality or net zero exists in a way, but I'm not sure exactly if we can apply it to the planet we live in. That would mean that no human activities should be present. So that is a little bit of utopic for me. It is an ambition. It is very good that municipalities, international decision makers, national decision makers, presidents, everyone, the civil society is ambitious, and we want to get to net zero, but it is, in my opinion, not possible, not even in 20 years. And why am I saying that? That's not a bad thing, actually. It is that we need to adapt, and we don't exactly know. It's like it was predictable probably 20, 30, 50 years ago for a lot of people to kind of like look into the future and imagine how their life would look like, but I don't think we have that predictability nowadays. And I'm telling you this as a representative for Romanian youth voices in the Conference of Parties 3 times. And I'm telling that to you as a former national representative for youth in this area. So it is good to have ambition. It is good to be involved. It is good to talk about sustainability, not as an extra element, but to be incorporated in everything that we are doing, and sustainability to be, a part of our lives in general, not talking, oh, we should have this festival, but we need to incorporate sustainability elements. That's not the case. It shouldn't be the case. And I hope in the future, we're not going to talk about sustainability and health, but we're going to talk about health, and that will be sustainable for everyone. And it's going to be like a common understanding. So in my day-to-day work as a researcher in the clean department, I am seeing clean economy department, sorry. I am seeing a lot of data, and indeed a lot of like intricate and complex problems that we have. I'm mainly looking into buildings. I'm looking into decarbonization. I'm looking into energy efficiency. And these subjects are pretty complicated. Even if you have the education to understand these technical things, it's always about, gathering the data, analyzing them, and coming with policy recommendations. This is kind of what we are doing at my work. But in the same time, I'm usually looking into how to involve young people in my work. And I'm doing that with the second hat that I have. Which is I'm the founder of an NGO called the Youth Platform for Sustainability, where we are trying to translate these technical subjects to be closer to young people. We don't need to be as technical as possible when it comes to us. Maybe we don't want to work in the energy efficiency space, right? But we do need to understand a lot of things that are happening in the technical way. But we don't have to talk in a technical way all the time, because that is, it's like bureaucracy. It's always making it a little bit more complicated than it should be. I feel like so to have the education, to have the understanding and the place of belonging, to have the hope that we can achieve some ambitions that we propose at an international level and national level, that's great. But we do need to feel like it is within our power as well to do that. And I'm always talking about meaningful participation of young people. And I know all the panelists here know in a way or another this and the processes behind. But I feel like nowadays, young people should be more involved, but not more involved, but to have like a formal institutionalized role in everything that is happening. Even if it's, as me, I'm still a young person, I'm 29 years old, but I will not be there. So I would love for young people to come into these spaces, technical spaces, early, and to get to understand how it works and how we can translate it to the real world. It's great that we have data, but sometimes it's not applicable and is not adapted to the grassroots problem. So exactly as the colleagues of the panel said, we have to understand what the problem is. And we have to understand the problem at local level. And if we don't engage young people and we don't consult them and we don't have them at the table with us, exactly as you said, Andras, we want young people to build cities and countries with us, not for us, not with us. So these are like some subjects that I'm very into, and I'm trying to get this, mainly, I'm trying to get this technical world and scientific world and translate that to young people, because it's very important not only to understand, but how to know the processes and the steps behind. And for example, I will give a simple example, and I will be short with that. So if we have some ideas and as young people, and we can be creative, and we can be as unguided as possible. We have to have a conversation with the people who are putting these changes in place, because otherwise it's not going to be feasible. So what I do encourage every young person is to, first of all, understand a little bit of the problem, and maybe a lot of young people know the problems more than the national central authorities, and to bring them into light as simple as possible and discuss them with the people who are putting them in place. Because otherwise it's just going to be, as Mark said, two different visions that have no feasibility and adaptation to one another. And yeah, I think that, and I believe another idea, and I'm going to be closing my intervention. Another idea is that young people are prepared. I've seen so many young people, and you in the room as well here. I'm sure you have, in a way or another, an activity that really has an impact, even if it's in your own community. And I think young people are prepared. And I know a lot of students that can argue and articulate some problems better than the president or the mayor. I mean, and in a technical way. So I do feel like young people should be a little bit guided in some ways to make sure that their voices are heard and the opinions that they have can be adapted to what the context is, even if it's political or not. But young people are prepared. And I've seen so many young people, and I heard so many young people in their first year of university that can speak on some things that I'm tackling better than me, way better than me. And not only to speak, but to try, if they have the tools, they can put it in place. So I feel like there's hope. I feel like the ambitions of net zero are amazing. But we have to look at the future as it comes in a way. Yeah, we have to prepare for long term. We have to have objectives, but we do have to be adaptable, because this is kind of the word of the year, and probably in the next years as well. We have to adapt to everything that is happening to us. And climate change is slowly affecting Romania as well, mostly in south, but continuously is gonna affect us. But we can adapt, and there's a positive in between these intricate technical things. So yeah, hopefully I made a little bit of sense. I wanted to say a lot of things, but thank you very much for giving me the space to do so.
Thank you. In the second part of the discussion, I would like all of you, to imagine me being a goldfish. You know what's the main characteristic of the goldfish? That usually you have a wish, or in some cases 3 wishes, which me as a goldfish, I can make it happen. And for this reason, I was also looking up for goldfish jokes, and I found one which is really relevant for this. And it says, it's very short, and it says the following thing. 2 goldfish are in a tank. One turns to the other and says, "Well, it's a little bit wet in here." And then the other goldfish says, "Wow, a talking fish." So imagine me being the talking fish, okay? And my question to you, first to my panelists, but also obviously towards you, and you can also put those wishes or those wishes as questions on the Slido, which is still open. But what I would like to ask you, if I were a goldfish and you could ask for something, you would really like something to happen, but which didn't happen until now, in your everyday work, in whatever you think, what would you really like to happen? Like, if you would have all the ingredients, what would you like to happen, which we haven't yet made happen? I know it's not an easy question, but I will give you 30 seconds of thinking, and whatever pops up, like something you would really like to make happen, and you couldn't yet make it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, this is an open question. I will not address you.
Yeah, so for us at the City Hall, it would be the fact that we would want the people to not learn, but accept the fact that climate neutrality is not an extreme thing. It's something that should become natural. And we want them to actually know that we don't aim to reduce everything, to cut off on energy, on imposing stuff on them. We want them to understand that climate neutrality for us, and it should mean for most of us, the fact that we should produce lesser just in order for the environment to be able to cope with what we produce. So climate neutrality shouldn't mean that zero produce, but to produce less than the environment can rebuild. So it's not something that extreme, and this is what we would wish for our citizens to learn.
What are you missing in being able to achieve this? Like, what do you think is missing there? It's about the people, it's about us not doing enough. Where do you think we could maybe find the solution for this?
I think it's still a question of awareness at local level, because at international level it's a very big context and a very big thing right now, this climate neutrality part. But at local level, people don't see it as, let's say, we have this saying in Romania, nu a ajuns încă cuțitul la os. So the knife didn't cut to the bone yet. And not being something that urgent, people don't think that this is something that will affect us 10 years, 20 years from now. But we can see that in May, we had nights with 6 degrees, and in April, we had 25 degrees during days. So it's a reality, and it is something that we, with our behaviors, should accept and adapt, because it's not only sufficient to build infrastructure or to create policies that encourage climate neutrality. It's also us handling this and trying to adapt to the way of life.
I'm seeing some comments also on the wall. Maybe some would like for Mr. Mayor not to run again for... But again, there are really some messages there convincing other people that climate change is a real thing, or maybe a wish that we were not so forgetful or not so ignorant about the climate change and the climate crisis maybe 20 years ago. Any more thoughts? Yeah, Paul, you have something in your mind, on your mind.
Utopic, every building in the city to be green.
Okay, on which side? Top,
everything.
Side, everywhere. Okay.
Everywhere, inside, outside. But I think more practical to have a behavior on this and to realize sustainability. It's a day-by-day thing and not one thing in a month or one thing in the year. About food, about clothes, about everything in daily life, and I think this will help us to achieve the neutrality in 2030. Why not?
Okay. Also reading some more before giving the word to Tudor, spread awareness about the overconsumption that is going on. So we are consuming more than the resources allow, stopping pollution, and obviously this more detailed one, which is about, it's not just a financial strategy, but it is a little bit more about we choking or not, our kids choking or not choking because the air is unbreathable. Tudor.
Yeah, I think the sustainability, first of all, it's about people. I think the people must be involved in this, and my wish is to everybody to be open to discuss and learn about sustainability, because what's happening actually, not only in Romania, I think also in Europe and in the world, it's that some of the people, they don't want actually to discuss, not to learn, to discuss about sustainability. And my wish is everybody to be open, at least to discuss and listen other people what's happening on the grassroots and what's happening actually in the world.
Ariadna, and then Elena, if you have something on your mind too. Ariadna, please.
Yeah, I'm going to construct on what Liviu started saying, and then you two also pointed out. And I think the wish would be climate literacy, because this is bringing awareness, this is bringing citizens to not misunderstand what climate neutrality is, and to be aware that besides because it's true what Livio said, we always see climate-related issues as, oh, we have to reduct, oh, we're not going to be able to use our cars anymore, oh, we have to switch that and this and that. But the beautiful part of sustainability is it's about community, people. We can build the world we live in to be more sustainable, more suitable to our needs. And sustainability is not about eliminating this and that. It's about being closer to community and understanding that if Mark has some tool I need, I can borrow it and not just go buy it for one-time use. This is sustainability. This is the way we need to think about it. This is the mentality change you've been talking about in the beginning. And I think my wish would be to have climate literacy in Romania as a national program, as everywhere in schools, in universities, and talk about it, but realistically, and to point out the good things that sustainability is going to come with: less pollution, closer connections with the community. We're so alone. This is not necessarily about environment now, but it's a loneliness pandemic we're all experiencing, and sustainability is going to come and help us with it. And we just have to understand the connections between environment and how nature is going to make us feel so much better when we reconnect with it. And this is sustainability. This is the climate literacy we all need to be aware of and learn from very young ages. Because when you ask Norwegian kids, they're going to be so aware of why you need to take care of nature and the planet. But in Eastern Europe, we still need work to be done. We also have, as Elena mentioned, amazing young people that know the problem, that are aware, and we are probably some of them because we're still here today. But yeah, climate literacy would be my answer.
Here, I just want to add, I think it's a good example of behavior which we can have it over food. In a Turn the Table project, which was a panel yesterday about that, to sit at the table and discuss over these topics, but also include the food and how food can be a comfort zone for us to understand what's happening and how we eat. And yeah, after that, to go in literacy, to go in pollution, or everything. I think it's a good place to do it. And the project, I think, will have good results if we go with this method. We'll see.
I'm also reading that we should place limits on ChatGPT. I would imagine that this is because of the energy consumption of ChatGPT and not ChatGPT itself. We can debate also the other side of ChatGPT and its impact. But yeah, that's a really interesting remark on how much ocean coolness we need to use to cool those computers which are processing. Elena, do you have anything to add? I'm sure you have, but still, what would you comment on this? What would be your goldfish wish?
Thank you for being the goldfish today, Andras. Yeah, I totally agree with everyone. In terms of that, I would like to just highlight two things. One of them is that I wish that at some point, we're going to have a common understanding and awareness of the fact that sustainability is about people, but it's also about money or finance. And it's also about the social problems that we have, and all three of this, and also about, of course, the environment. So all three, it's like basic. It's all of these three elements are interconnected. Everything that we are doing, everything that we are investing in, everything that we are posting, or what we are doing in our daily life, even if it's work or personal, it's about, in a way or another, about sustainability. So it is important for you, for example, to save a little bit more to go to that vacation. So that is a sustainable way of managing your finances, as well as, not wasting food and getting on your plate exactly how much you want to eat. And then if you want more, you can get some more. So these are just some simple things. And when you are aware of that, this happened to me like 11 years ago. This happened to me and I became aware, and I couldn't do what I used to do anymore. So that is one, the interconnectivity of all the things that we are doing with the sustainability, everything that is interconnected. And the second one would be about young people. Exactly as Ariadna said, education is very important, and it should be like a law or something around it on climate-specific issues. But I would love for young people to have trust in authorities and other stakeholders, and to come up with their opinions and talk more about, with the people that can implement that. So what we did last year was we created a national declaration on climate change where we consulted young people, and we brought that to public authorities. Yeah, of course, we could have done a lot more, but we brought the topics that young people came up with to the public authorities, and we received a lot of great feedback and a lot of praising. Like, we want more young people to engage with us. We don't know what they want, and we are not usually coming towards them. Well, besides like the municipality of Cluj, because I know you have a lot of things with the young people. But I do feel like young people should be a little bit more vocal in a team when it comes to bringing solutions to the problems, not only talking about the problems and expecting some solutions. I really hope that we can at some point be united in what we want in a way or another, of course, depending on the community, and take into consideration vulnerable youth communities as well, because maybe they don't have a voice, and we should be a little bit more vocal for them as well. So yeah, these are the two ideas, and I hope, Andras, you can make them real.
I noted them, at least. Let's see how we can make it happen. Yes, Paul.
Andras says he's the golden fish every time when we want to do a project, so I think he do a good job. I want to connect with what Elena said. Common Cluj-Napoca actually is the process of public participatory budgeting, which is doing this. We have resources, we have the responsibility, we have the decision, everything on the one place, and I think it's a good model to replicate, where young people are heard, what they want, what they wish. The municipality give the money, and the community give the votes and support them to implement. So if we scale up this, and it's not about Common Cluj, it's Pont Group or FETC or municipality, it's about the community, I think we can reach the next level of what we want to achieve in this mission.
I would like to turn to you, like really more openly. If you have any on your wish list, which me as a goldfish could try to solve for you, at least try to solve for you, do you have anything you would really like to happen, and you would have an idea on how to do it? I will not press you, but I'm still curious. Anyway, if not openly, then still put it up there. Because we are getting to the final stage of our panel discussion, I would maybe I would end it not in a absolutely positive tone, because in my opinion we are not in a positive situation with all of this, so we are destroying our planet. And again, as I said, I don't think my generation even is able to solve this. So I would again maybe ask a little bit for you, like what do you think are the hurdles? What are now those doors which are not open and could be better opened in various places, decision makers, communities? Where do you think we are blocked, and where do you think if we change something, or we are able to open a door, something more meaningful would happen? Could you think of something like this? You can be critical. And I'm expecting the city hall to be critical towards us, us to be critical towards City Hall, I don't know, maybe governments, but let's be constructively critical about what doors we believe are closed and should be maybe opened. Tudor.
Yeah, in my opinion, the main problem is about the mentality, because I don't know, other generation, they are not looking actually at the sustainability problem, and that's the closed door, I think. How we are generally looking about the sustainability, because if we are open to discuss about this, I'm sure, like, for example, we can put pressure on the municipality, for example, if they are not doing good some things, I don't know, for example, for the garbage, or I don't know, other things that's not happening like we want. But what is important, it's this. I think it's a closed door there, and but I'm optimist, and I think the next generation will invest more and will be more open to discuss about sustainability. And also, this is the reason that we are working with Gen Z, because we know that they are open to discuss about sustainability. They are open to invest in this. They are open to say what they think, and also in the name of Zbor Romania, we are open to work together with you to develop educational program from Gen Z in Romania and also in Cluj. Thank you.
I'm also reading some headlines until then, like help and teach people from a young age to be more creative, leave more room for creativity and put it to test. Or climate neutrality means new jobs, cleaner cities, and a shared purpose, just living sustainably, not as a burden, but as a new normal. And probably the best mayor is for Mr. Box, so we are thanking for that remark. Paul.
Go like this. Okay.
Yeah, you have the microphone, so.
Okay, so I think in some parts, public authorities, they're not really open to listen what's happening and what young people want. Or if they are listening, they don't know how to use the voices. So I think here it's a point where we have a lot to do in next years to listen more, to understand what we listen, and then to put in practice. Yeah.
So do you think, I'm just following up on this, so you think it should be about decision makers being able to put these ideas into practice and them learning how to do this in practice?
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Can be also this, but sometimes, I'm not saying in Cluj, in general, some municipalities are closed, so they stay in the buildings and they don't go out on the streets to see what's happening there and what community really need, even if the community is saying, I need that or that or that. So,
okay.
These things.
Ariadna?
I was just reading the help and teach people from a young age to be more creative, and as I'm working with kids, I would say to you, they are so creative, you can't imagine. My mind is never create the ideas that they are creating. The last workshop I had was, I said, on sustainable cities, and they came up with an idea of a car that's producing somehow oxygen and have planes with solar panels on them. So they are very creative. But to go back to your question, I would go to the global level and say that it feels like we don't have a consensus on laws and on policies. Europe is definitely doing great on this area, but we don't have everyone aboard. And we don't live in a bubble, so unless everyone is aboard with this mission, with understanding, because scientists are telling us over and over again that we have a problem, it's gonna be very hard to change things. Locally, yeah, we can have probably a carbon neutral city, but in the big scheme of things, it's not helping if, I don't know, US or China are polluting crazy. So this I think the international consensus is one of those doors that are still closed. And I don't know, I'm a bit hopeless because I don't know how can I change that.
Fair enough. Leave you.
So you said to be critical.
Yeah,
I
you
will
can.
be critical for a few moments. First of all, it would be helpful for us at local level to have more flexibility at national level for the legal framework in order to be able to implement more things. But this is something that is in a constant discussion, and we have the support of the colleagues that work in the contracting authorities. So both the ministry and WEFCD and all the other organizations are very supportive for us in these matters. And at local level, of course, in order to be a facilitator, as everyone wants us to be, we need at the same time the organizations to have the same drive as us. We have you guys, which are very active, but there's also some other organization in the ecosystem that are very relevant to this cause and also other causes that we would want to be the same level of involvement as you have, and to come to us with ideas, with initiatives, because we are trying to support everything that benefits the community. So this would be it for local level, a wish to be more involved and more supportive of the city hall, because we are all in this together.
Thank you. Elena, who would you like to wash the floor with in your critical remarks? So who should do better?
Well, I would say, yeah, it's a very complex question. I would like to be just saying a few words about usually the institutions and their openness. I don't want to wash the floor with anyone, because I don't think this is like the right way to do things. I do believe in diplomacy a lot, and I do believe in communication and dialogue, even if it's a high-level dialogue that doesn't have anything technical in it. I do believe in diplomacy and bringing up youth voices in every conversation. So we consulted young people in this regard with obstacles in doing things in their own communities at national level. And some of the responses that we got were around, I fear that my voice would not be taken into consideration, and that is a distrust to public authorities and just not enough empowerment when it comes to public consultations, for example, when it comes to a strategy or things like that. We had another a person that was saying, well, I really want sustainability education in schools, but we do have a strategy at national level for that. And that is another thing that the public authorities can be better to communicate these things. We do have a strategy that focuses on education. We are one of the few countries that really have that implemented. I mean, we are doing a lot of great things, but they are not communicated as good as it should, and they are not communicated through channels that young people are around. If you heard some rumors about the fact that some job announcements from ministries were posted in the newspaper, like the physical one, like the paper one. Well, sometimes maybe I'm not exactly sure how many young people, because I cannot pronounce myself, but who gets a newspaper these days? I would be very curious to find out. So, these are the things that the institutions at all levels should change. And of course, as Livio said, the flexibility of how we are doing things. So for example, I've been fighting a little bit on bringing this youth representation at COP to be a formal program that we can have in our countries, as every single EU member state has. And it was not taken that much into consideration. So how can we how can we come up with our voice? How can we provide some opinions? How can we help and support with all the great positive intentions if we are not at least taken into consideration? So this is what I feel like it should be changed. The way that traditionally traditionally were things done and how we can do them nowadays to adapt. Again, I'm using the word adapt because we have a strategy on adaptation as well to climate change, and we're gonna hear a lot about adaptation in the near future. So I don't think it should be a one-way door. It should be a two-way conversation. And I'm sure a lot of young people, yeah, they're disappointed in a few things, but they do want to support. And they are some actors that can support, not with negative meaning behind. So yeah, maybe public institutions should change something in order to let the young people, and not only that, the civil society, the vulnerable communities, to come in a little bit closer and to do things better and smarter and more efficient.
So thank you very much. My conclusion, and sorry if I'm missing any of what you said, is that basically what we need is climate literacy, voices turned into action, flexibility between local and national and maybe global levels, more flexibility in providing local solutions, a lot of dialogue and choosing the right channels to have this dialogue, and basically governments who are more responsible also on this matter. So maybe this could be a kind of action plan we are taking away from this. I would be really interested to see if we meet in this format in 1 year's time, if we are able to draw a conclusion that, okay, what we said it should be done, were we able, all of us, were we able to do something for this purpose? Because obviously nothing is happening just because we said it would happen and then everybody would would adapt to this, but it would be about us actually doing something for this. So on this note, I would really like to thank you for this discussion. I hope most importantly that it was something for you, something useful for you. I do dare you to speak up every time, anytime, if you have the possibility to do it. Don't let yourself, don't just use screens. Screens are okay, but do express your voices, because I think that what we, all of us, need to do is to actually listen to you, and listen to you in every possible way, listen to you everywhere, not expecting you to come to us, but we should go to wherever you are and you live. So let's try to work together on this note. So thank you very much. And as a final remark, I don't know, for those of you who are not from Cluj, Friday is Green Friday in Cluj. So basically this means that on whichever public transport vehicle you're getting on, nobody will control if you have a ticket or not. So what we say is that transport is for free today. So it is for free until midnight at least. So if you're coming back at 1 o'clock, it might be a problem. But if you come back until midnight, transport is for free. It is a message towards citizens to leave those cars. There was one remark about leaving the cars at the outskirts and taking public transport. So yeah, we do this at least on Friday. And what I understood, that statistics are rather encouraging about how much less cars are actually coming into the city and how much more public transport is used. That's not the only reason, but it is already producing effects. But obviously, this is there for more than a year, so sometimes the effects are produced on a more longer time span. So thank you very much. Thank you for all of you for your remarks. Thank you for attending and commenting. And I would like to really ask organizers to download all the messages from there, because that's actually a really good action plan for us to listen to and to take into consideration. Have a lovely Friday, have a lovely time in Cluj, and let's have a lovely Green Friday. Thank you. And they are shouting to me, not so loudly, that we should make a group photo. So we would really like to ask you, maybe we move these tables, and come onto the stage and let's take a group photo, because we have lovely photographers here. So do come on the stage. Age is not a problem, so people of every age can come up to the floor, onto the floor. There is a coffee break on the terrace. Weather is still good. Tomorrow it will be very bad. But today the weather is still good, so we can grab a coffee on the terrace and have more chats. Thanks.
Welcome to Cluj-Napoca, the heart of Transylvania, a city driven by continuous and sustainable development, home of the International Carbon Neutrality Summit 2025.
It all began as most things.